So most likely he's going to be moving away and giving ground, which means that Chris Daukaus is going to be walking forward and feeling like he's controlling the center of the octagon. And then when he starts to step in with big punches, that's when the level change comes. The danger, of course, for Curtis Blaydes is to level change onto a big shot like he did against Derek Lewis, or to get caught with a massive power shot like he did against Ngannou. The second time, I mean, he took a few shots. He got knocked down. He got back up. He tried to wrestle. He got knocked down, and he was just taking shots from all angles before it was stopped. The time before, he got a massive shot, and it was stopped by the doctor. So I don't think there are things he's going to have to worry about here with Chris Daukaus, because most likely he's going to be able to walk through 1 or 2 shots. It's when he starts to get peppered with 5, 10, 15, 20 shots, and now these are starting to get through, and now we're at 30 shots, and Daukaus is really starting to find his rhythm, might even throw a couple of knees in there. That's the point when he has Curtis Blaydes backed up against the fence once he's defended a couple of takedowns. And that's going to be a very, very difficult thing to do. The other thing with Curtis Blaydes, the way that he takes people down, is that he doesn't land in vulnerable jiu-jitsu positions. He's not landing in people's guard where he could potentially have his neck caught and tangled up in a guillotine on the way down, or as soon as he lands, he's getting tangled up in triangles and arm bars. So the way that Curtis Blaydes wrestles is very valuable to him as well. It's going to force Daukaus to be very creative in the way that he grapples in this fight. Like I said, we don't really know what his grappling looks like. He's really not needed it. But he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I expect him to be a real problem on the floor, because Curtis Blaydes is going to want to wrestle. He's going to want to control. He's going to want to strike when he feels like there's space to strike, but not at any point when he feels like Daukaus can scramble and move. So there might be a lot of Curtis Blaydes kind of subduing him and holding him, and then moving and changing position as Daukaus scrambles, and then he settles into a better position. And we might see a frustrated Daukaus kind of in bad positions, trying to strike from awkward places, and try and Hail Mary sweeps that are most likely not going to work. Like, that could be what Curtis Blaydes does to Daukaus, to the point where it's so frustrating that now Curtis Blaydes can start posturing up and landing hammer fists. And that's the point when you realize how good this guy's wrestling is. Because when he's clamped onto you and holding you down, yes, he's got good control and he's frustrating. But when he starts to move around people when he's wrestling, that's when you see how good he is, because he breaks them down. I mean, he took Volkov down 14 times in 25 minutes. He took Mark Hunt down, I think, 10 times. His ability to chain wrestle is exhausting. You think that's what DC did to people. That's what DC was doing to guys at light heavyweight. Curtis Blaydes, I very, very much doubt that he could make light heavyweight, but he's able to put a similar kind of wrestling clinic on these guys that DC could. But he's now got that proper heavyweight physicality.